Hello and welcome to Top 5, a new series I'm going to do on this channel where I'm going to give you my top 5 of any category. Today we're going to be doing, in honor of the new recently released The Batman, I'm going to give you my top 5 favorite Batman films. At number 5 for me is Batman Begins. What Nolan does in capturing Bruce Wayne here and the alter ego of the famed Caped Crusader is probably the best any film adaptation has come in terms of exploring his Wayne side. I loved all the scenes with him and his father, the why do we fall Bruce. I think that the origin of Bruce Wayne and how he turns into Batman, this is the definitive version of that, which is why I'm very happy that the Matt Reeves film just kind of goes in year 2 style like Spider-Man Homecoming. I think that Christian Bale, it's tough. I mean, Pattinson is so good and he's the newer one. He's the more fresh in my mind, but I do love Bale and I think he delivers a great performance here. Now, at number 4 is The Dark Knight Rises, and I go back and forth between Begins and Rises. Which one do I like more? I honestly like them equally, but the reason why I put Rises ahead of it, just so slightly, is because I just find it to be the more emotionally moving film. I really love the dynamic between Bruce and Selina, and I think Bale and Hathaway have a nice rapport with each other throughout the movie. I really love Tom Hardy as Bane. I think he's very threatening and menacing. Its aspirations are high. I will not deny that. It's trying to do a lot of things here, but I think most of them do pay off because it keeps the center of the story where it should, and that is the personal journey of Bruce Wayne. The stuff in the cave and him climbing out of it is just rousing every time. I love the ending. It is one of the best movie endings of all time. Love it. When Alfred is looking across, it gets me every time. And then also, this has my favorite Batman moment in movies, period, which is when Bruce basically tells Gordon that he's Batman. It's such a touching moment that I think captures the heart of this character and the soul of why this character and this superhero has lasted for more than 80 years.
I never cared who you were.
And you were right.
But shouldn't the people know the hero who saved them?
A hero can be anyone, even a man doing something as simple and reassuring as putting a coat around a young boy's shoulders to let him know the world hadn't ended.
Bruce Wayne.
Then at number 3 is Batman Returns. And I know this is a very polarizing movie. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I really love Batman Returns. I think Tim Burton is able to really just geek out and do all of the things that he loves. I just love when filmmakers are basically allowed to go crazy and allow every just insane idea in their head be represented on a film, and that's what I think this movie is for Burton. Though I do think he holds a strong grasp on what he's doing, and that is seen perfectly with the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman scenes. How it explores women in a male-dominated world is just truly, truly one of the best things of the comic book movie genre, and for that alone, on top of Danny DeVito's just oddball performance, the look of the film, the zaniness of it, the darkness that I think matches the Batman comics, Michael Keaton's improved performance from the first one, all of that, but primarily for Michelle Pfeiffer's arc here, I think Batman Returns is one of the most distinct and entertaining superhero films ever made. It's also a Christmas movie, which is definitely a major plus in my book. And number 2, the next 2 we're going back and forth, back and forth. If you follow me on the Council podcast, when we reviewed this, I said that this was the best superhero movie of all time. It has come down a couple spots, but I still love the movie, and that is The Batman. What I really was impressed by with The Batman is that I think Matt Reeves, similar to Denis Villeneuve's Dune, applies such a craft to the story that he's telling. And I think he matches his technical prowess with a confrontational narrative about the institutions that define our society and the legacy that they lead, and what happens when we have to truly ask ourselves, what role do we have in society? And is that a role that we're comfortable in acting out? The comics accurate atmosphere of the film, as well as some pitch perfect performances, especially from Pattinson and Dano, I think allow the Batman to start this world on such a fresh change of pace that will surely invite fans for the next decade or so into this specific corner of Gotham. And that means number one, of course it's number one, and that is The Dark Knight. One of the most influential movies in Hollywood history, and rightfully so, in my opinion. I think this is a masterwork of 21st century filmmaking. It is a rush from start to finish. The movie never lets up. Heath Ledger gives one of the best performances of all time. He is able to inject so much personality into this character, and he's able to make him a real fully fledged person. This doesn't feel like a comic book character. This doesn't feel like just like a funny clown. But besides from Ledger, I think the rest of the movie is as good as him. I loved what Nolan was doing here with Two-Face and showing the iconic rise and fall of Harvey Dent. It has one of the best lines in movie history, where you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And though there isn't necessarily a focus on action here, the sequences that are present are just so exhilarating. The truck chase, and when Joker's standing in the street saying, come on, I want you to hit me. Nolan makes you care so deeply for every single aspect of this movie, from Batman to Rachel to the Joker to Harvey Dent to Jim Gordon. And I don't think it should be understated what this movie meant to film. It really did change things, and I think it is such a necessary movie in the history of this art form, and one that I continue to love and love and love. So there are my top 5 Batman movies. Let me know what you think. How would you rank them down below? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to not miss any new videos from Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the movies.